Well, starting this week, you can watch GMFB Overtime here in St. Louis on Matrix Midwest. The first of its kind nationally syndicated daily sports TV talk show features the Good Morning Football crew. They talk football and they have a ton of fun doing it. We are now joined by two of the four hosts for the show, Akbar Bajabiamila and Jamie Erdahl. Thanks for joining us today and spending a little time talking about this show. Jamie, I want to start with you. Good Morning Football has been around for nearly a decade. You joined just a couple years ago, but GMFB Overtime is new. What makes it different and this show so special?
Yeah. Well, I think you hit on it, the fact that we achieved this cult following on NFL Network for years, and then the national audience, the football fans, they love our show, they want to hear about the game, frankly, 24 hours a day. So this overtime concept really was born from the name, which is we cover football, but we also want to bleed into pop culture a little bit and the headlines, and we're all parents at the table. You know, we kind of paint all the corners when it comes to life and the fact that we love football. So it is all encompassing. It's come to our table here, have a meal with us, talk about football, because the NFL, if they do nothing else well, they make us talk about the game year round.
Yeah, and football is a lifestyle too. I mean, for our fans, it's being a part of the conversation when the conversation isn't over or you're not ready for it to be over. And you get to hear kind of the unique perspective on how we see things. And then as we kind of, develop and continue to grow our chemistry, you start to go, you know what? I'm loving these stories. And you just buy in and you commit to it all year long.
Yeah, some of my favorite segments on TV actually come from this show. Akbar, with this new relaunch, how are you guys kind of expanding your content, and what can viewers expect with maybe some new segments you guys are bringing to GMFB Overtime?
Well, this is the creative engine. This is so fun. You know, what I'm learning here in my first year is that, there's some staple segments. Are you in or you out? And you've got Angry Run. And there's some new ones and things that are brewing that you haven't seen yet that's in the pipeline. So we're looking forward to kind of revealing those, showing those as we move forward. But, at the end of the day, it's just football conversation. I think that's what a lot of people love. The storylines as well. That's the other thing, is getting the unique perspective and the unique look into some of the stories that are happening on the field and then off the field as well.
Yeah, we're based in LA, Jacob, but we cover across the country. We leave no stone unturned. And frankly, we have a guy who keeps the list going every show to make sure we try to do our best, hit all 32 teams. So it's a personal challenge we often take.
We talked about the Jaguars today. Duval County was in there today.
Jamie, you mentioned it a little bit in the first question, but it's not just necessarily a football show, because football is so much more than sports. It's pop culture, it's nationwide, it's really global at this point. What other topics do you guys kind of get into other than just the sport of football?
Well, frankly, I think what happened last season with the, shall I call it, a phenomenon with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce,
Yep.
I frankly think that was a birthplace of what we're going to see now with the NFL, with football, with the Chiefs arriving at an international perspective. I have the great fortune to be assigned to the international games for the network. You'll see me on the sideline.
Lucky.
Week 5 and week 10. I get to go to London. I get to go to Munich. So it's not just football, because it doesn't just exist anymore on Sunday afternoons. Football bleeds into every part of our life, and frankly, international. This week, you're going to see a game played for the first time in Brazil. So if last year's Taylor Swift Chiefs phenomenon was just a small example of what it could be, then frankly, overtime is going to be where we're going to talk about it.
And we should go overtime into that too, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
A lot of people were talking about, I'm going to be quite frankly, I didn't understand what the hate was, talking about the Chiefs, talking about Kelce, talking about Taylor Swift. I loved it.
You love love.
Yeah, I do love love. I was all in for it. So, this is a place where we're not afraid to talk about the hot topics. If it's hot, we're going to talk about it. You know what I mean? And we were rocking with it.
We do. We cover it.
Real quick, we only have a few seconds left. Can the Chiefs three-peat?
Obviously.
Yes. Yes. How does a team get better? Just get faster. Like, you go out and you draft Xavier Worthy. Of course, we know Hollywood Brown. He's, going to be getting through his injuries and stuff. But once he's back, the team is faster, but the team is better. It's older. It's you got the Andy Reid, who's obviously genius right now. I mean, this is the next dynasty. One dynasty went away, and we just saw the birth of this new dynasty, and I'm all in for the Kansas City Chiefs.
It's not about what they can do. I'm not sure I can come up with who can stop them at this point.
Yeah.
So they're so good. It's a long season though, so this is why we play the game and do the show and talk about it all the time.
But I'm actually gonna, you know what? I'm actually gonna say no. I just changed my mind. They're not gonna three-peat.
And about face.
Breaking news. They're not gonna three-peat. I'm
You
taking
heard
that
it
term
here
away.
first on Matrix Midwest.
I'm taking it away. I'm calling it the trilogy. That's what I like. I want to call it the trilogy.
Rebrand.
They deserve something good and big. No one's ever used that in sports terms, so it's the trilogy. That's what we're going for.
Akbar, Jamie, appreciate the time and looking forward to watching you right here in St. Louis on Matrix Midwest.
Absolutely.